We wasn't supposed to get past 25. Joke's on you, motherfucker, we alive. And we about to go and hit the sky. That's right, baby. We about to take a dive. I'm sorry, J. Cole. I apologize for that. It's hot as hell. Oh my gosh. Let me go inside. Whew. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. They're just casually... That's so stressful. Going skydiving for the first time. Really excited, okay? I'm a mess right now because I was trying to throw on lashes, change my contacts, and put on the right shoes in like 2 seconds when I pulled up. But that said, we're going skydiving. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all you get for the intro. If you've seen any of my vlogs, you know that my lashes don't stay on in general. So I'm very curious to see if they'll stay on for skydiving. Got my edges laid. Got some cute pigtails. I feel like that'd be cute during free fall. And I took out my contacts because I'm fucking with the regular eye color. They're gonna call us soon, so yeah. Bruh. Y'all. I shed tears. My lashes, wow, not my lashes staying on for skydiving. In all fairness, I had goggles on. Y'all, that was surreal. That was insane. That was so insane. So I jumped. Before I jumped, they have this cute dog walking around, like a border collie that was rolling in the grass. The vibes are immaculate. Like, sun's out. Everybody was just chilling. People were just jumping out the sky casually and stuff like that in this giant field. But there was this border collie there. I think it's a border collie, and it was a service dog, and his name is Harley. And tell me why originally I was gonna come solo, but then I invited my dad to come to experience with him because I wanted to make more memories with my parents and stuff like that, like fun memories. Tell me why the dog skipped over my dad in the chair and then came straight to me. Like, the dog could sense the anxiety and the energy. So I felt good. I was rocking back and forth, and I was hyping myself up, and I was a little nervous. And then the dog calmed me down, and then it was time to jump. And so he asked me if I wanted to go first, but then other people ended up in front of us anyway, so that's perfectly fine. But I think seeing the other people, and that's totally fine. I'm not like, oh, I wanted to go first, it's my birthday. But seeing other people jump, I think that's the part that really fucked me up. It's just, this is the real honest deal. You go in a small ass plane, you go up to the sky, they open the door, okay, the door's open, all right, and then you see people just disappear from existence. It was so fucking surreal. You see them standing on the plane 1 second, and then you see them poof, gone. Y'all. And I had lashes on, the goggles. I know the video they sent me. I'd be surprised. I know the outside cam's gonna look good. The hand cam's probably gonna look busted because my lashes were like and I was like, and then I was like struggling to open my mouth and smile. Here's the thing, I just got a filling fixed. Unfortunately, out of all the teeth I had, there was the only one I had that was a deep filling. I got it fixed like maybe 3-4 weeks ago. It's strong, it feels fine, but when the wind was hitting my tooth, oh my god, that pain. So a word of advice, if you had any type of intense dental care done and then go jump out of plane, you might be feeling that. Also, on top of that, my ears popped very bad. Like, they hurt so, but the right one hurt like a bitch. Oh my gosh. Now, it was a bearable pain because it's like, oh my god, but I'm still falling out the sky, but whew, y'all, that was stressful. I know they about to talk about me. I know that I didn't think that was gonna happen. I'm so confident with these type of things. I was like, I'm gonna jump out the sky and it's gonna be fine because I'm like crazy wild Leo energy. We got this. She was scared. But yeah, it was really cool. I know for a fact they're gonna talk about me. When I landed, I just laid on the ground. I just laid there. I didn't care. Like, and I think people got scared, and I did not mean to cause that panic because I forgot you're in an open field and you can see people. But I was laying there in the field, and I was the only person that got brought a bottle of water because I guess they thought I had passed out or something like that. I was just laying there. I was fine. I was just processing what had happened, and then he was unstrapping me. And my mom and the rest of my family actually came to watch, and my mom got scared because she's like, I thought you were dead. I was like, no, I'm not. Whew, thankfully we did not die. One thing I do wish I knew, and I don't know if he told me and I just didn't hear it, or it just, didn't get mentioned. They are professionals, so I have nothing, I'm not saying like, oh my god, blah blah blah. But there was a part where you're allowed to open your hands like Superman when they tap on your shoulders, and you could wee woo woo, shout out to the camera, do all the hand movements and stuff. And then I was staying like that, and there was a point where he was trying to instruct me to put my hands in front of me, and I didn't know if he was saying like, wave to the camera or just put your hand like, so I was like, okay, I did it, and then I immediately pulled my hands back, and he's like, no, put your hands in front of you and clasp your hands and keep them in front of you and hold them like that, because if you keep putting your hands back here, you can unhook the parachute and kill us both. And I was like, I don't remember that part of the instructions. So just be careful once the parachute actually gets open. I'm not gonna give any type of advice or instructions, but I feel like that part got missed because it was like, okay, you can open your hands like Superman when I tap on your shoulders. You're in the sky at this point, by the way. You do all these instructions beforehand. They got you. They move your body around. They pretty much do all of it. You just need to, you know, move a certain way so they can, you know, do what they have to do. And he got me down safely and professionally, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Had me doing flips in the skies and loop-de-loops and all this stuff. But yeah, so it was like, put your hands up, and then he wanted me to put my hands in front. But in my head, I was like, okay, I don't remember going over this while we were on the ground, so what do you want me to do? And the whole part about like, okay, well, you need to move your hands down so you don't kill us both. I was like, I understand that's necessary, like a very stern, you know, don't let us die up here. I do not remember that while we were on the ground. So it wasn't like, oh, put your hands up like Superman and then put them back down after a certain time limit, or if I tap you again, close your hands. I don't remember any of that. So I do feel a little bad about that, because I was like, damn, now I feel guilty, because it's like I don't want the instructor to feel like I put us at risk. I didn't want to end up feeling bad, because it's like, oh my god, like this is pretty serious, and I won't seem like I'm in the sky like, oh my god, flailing, woo, hee hee hee, I'm being so extra and dramatic. I really like was at a loss, because I was like, okay, you're giving me instructions and I don't remember having to do instructions right now. But yeah, maybe he did go over on it on the ground, but I do know I was paying attention, I was listening, I was actually reiterating things back. So yeah, I feel like that's the only, like, I'm not even gonna say bad part, but like that was the only like shook part, because the severity of which he said it, which I understand, like it needs to be that severe. I got it, don't let us both die on my behalf. But I just felt so instantly guilty, because I was like, am I not doing what I'm supposed to do that bad? Like, you know, I think it was all fine up until that moment, until I was confused about the, you know, all I remember was the, hey, hands up like Superman, have a good time, woo. And then I thought you stayed like that. Oops, sorry about the sun. So all I kept hearing in my head was Superman, Superman, yeah, stay like that and do the Superman thing. I thought you stayed like that the entire time. So I was like, all right, cool, you know, I'm just gonna have my hands up until we get to the bottom. When he started telling me to put my hands in front of me and clasp and do all these other things, I was like, I do not remember that part, and that seemed very important. So I really don't know now, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, was it is it my own memory? Did he not mention it? I just kept registering Superman being the last instructions, and then it jumped to when you land, put your knees up, and then, you know, have your feet straight. And yeah, but aside from that, it's not a negative thing. It just scared me a little bit, because I was just like, oh my god, like what am I doing? Like, all I'm gonna say is listen to your instructor very closely. This is basically a game, as Simon says. Don't play around with that. Try to relax to the best of your ability. Like, you're still gonna be scared, your body's gonna react however, but you know, like, it's just the anxiety buildup, I'm sure, did not help. But that said, it was still an amazing experience. And ask as many questions as you need to. But I wasn't thinking about it at the time, because I was like, I'm pretty sure everything got covered. But I wish I could have asked something like, okay, so after my hands are up like Superman, do they stay like that? What do I do after that? All I remember being talked about right after that was the landing. So I was like, all right, let me just, you know, do what I do. But apparently my hands being up there is dangerous, because I can unhook the parachute. I was like, what the fuck? Whether it was a miscommunication or a slight tiny bit lack of information for just that one piece, I will say this: that instructor did exactly what he needed to do. He understood his assignment of getting us to the ground safely and giving me the detailed instructions I need to do, either before, even if I don't know if that part was mentioned or not, or during, in the moment, as reminders. Okay, remember remember this, that, and the third. I felt safer when he tightened the harness. So you're strapped onto somebody, you get in the plane separately, you sit in front of your instructor between their legs, and then once you're getting up there, they give you more instructions, you follow them, you tighten your harness. When he was tightening the harness, I felt a lot safer. I was like, oh, we're in this together. And he actually said that, so like, we're in this together. I appreciate that. That part scared me, I'm not gonna lie. The put your hands in front of you so you don't kill us both, I was like, excuse me? It's a lot to process, and I'm a really wild person, and I go into things head first, so I thought I'd be really okay with it, but it was a lot, like, but in a good way. It was just like, wow, the world looks so beautiful that high up, feeling your body go that fast, like faster than a car. You're just in the air falling. And then I had a videographer. My videographer is just chilling in the sky like a pro, because he's a professional, so he is a pro. Has his hands open, just like, yeah, woo, haha, yeah, cool. And recording me with the camera on his helmet. But it was insane. It was insane. That one little part was kind of like, oh, damn. Because I just felt so guilty. I felt bad. I know I needed the severity of the scolding to know how serious it was. I would have known it was serious if you just said it. But it was good to know, like, hey, no, this is, you need to put your hands in front of you. I was asking my questions. I was trying to make sure when you're up there, you really have to execute that, because hearing it on the ground and then doing it in the sky, you got to see it through, my boy. You got to see it through. Just listen, do what they say to the best of your ability. They'll help you move your body a little bit, but you do gotta just, you know, do what you gotta do. So yeah, but it was good. It was good. Like I said, that one moment was like, whoa. But you know, I got down to the ground. He started doing loop-de-loops and stuff. I felt guilty. I felt, I be overthinking stuff. I know this man's probably continuing about his day on to his next skydive or lesson or whatever, but I'm over here like, oh my God, did I almost kill us? But he was funny. They were making cool jokes and stuff like that. It was a really friendly, inviting environment. And the whole time I did feel safe. That's the one thing I'll say. I felt safe the entire time. I was just scared in that moment, but I'm still very happy it got said, because it needed to get said. So yeah, I am the proud owner of a skydive certificate now and a insane ass memory and experience. I'm really excited. Like, that was a great way to celebrate 25. It was very beautiful, and you know, I hope I didn't freak the instructor out. I wasn't like, oh my God, flailing, oh my God, and like throwing limbs and hitting nobody in the face. I'm gonna watch the footage back and see how I handled that flight. I'm gonna see, but I'm glad that my instructor handled it well. That's the most important. But I just felt guilty. I feel like as a skydive student, make sure you're keeping both of y'all safe by not making the jump, flight, and landing any harder than it needs to be for the instructor. That's my general way in life. I'd like to make things as easy as possible for myself and other people. I don't want to cause any panic, alarm, stress, concern, challenges, obstructions, any of that. So when it seemed like I was getting in the way of whatever he was trying to do, or I might have been a potential risk, I felt really bad, because I was just like, that's not me though, I promise. I want to help, I want to be calm. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the footage. If you're watching this vlog, then you already saw the footage, but I'm going to see it later tonight, so I'm really curious to see how the flight went. But just make sure you ask any and all questions you might have, and you are super clear on what you need to do. But like I said, that one part was a little blurry, whether it wasn't mentioned or it was an issue on my end, but I'm just happy he landed us on the ground safe. Everything's good. Like, they brought me a bottle of water, y'all. Like, and this is not for theatrics, it's not for YouTube, it's not like, oh, let me go in the, anything you record, if you're getting a tattoo, if you're skydiving, if you're doing any type of risky ass experience, my general rule for things, getting a piercing, whatever it might be, my general rule is to not make anybody's job harder. It's not cute, it's not entertainment, okay? So what I had going on up there was the real motherfucking deal, okay? I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm filming for YouTube, let me da-da-da-da. But no, I did my best. I really did my best. I missed that one part, I guess. I'm just happy he got us on the ground safe. I'm really glad for the facility and them knowing what they're doing. It was good. It was a decent experience. I think because I was feeling that wind on my tooth, and because my ears popped so severely to the point where I felt like somebody took a Q-tip and shoved it in my ear, and it wasn't until I blew my nose out that it actually felt like it popped out. I feel like I wasn't focusing on the enjoyment of my flight as much as I should have on the way down, but I know there were parts where I was just having a blast. First, I was flying. Like, you're literally falling up the fucking sky, bro. You're falling up the fucking sky, and then suddenly it's like, you drop, and then the parachute drops, and suddenly you're floating through the sky. And if your instructor is cool, then he's doing all the loop-de-loops and tricks and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a lot. They asked me if I would do it again. Honestly, I think the first time was good. Like, yes, I would do it again, but I know it's not gonna be one of those things where you get used to it for me, because I know I'm gonna probably have the same reaction the second time because I know what happened the first time. But yeah, I'm really grateful. This was a really great way to start 25. I think what really messed me up is seeing other people disappear out the fucking plane. Like, they just vanished from existence. And you're so high up, it's so casual to talk about skydiving. Oh, you know, you're going skydiving, I'm gonna just go skydiving. Oh my God, I went skydiving. And you imagine, like, okay, you jumped out of a plane with a parachute. Nice. When you are in the air, when you are actually experiencing it, that is a whole different game. And only other people who have skydived as well will know that exact sensation of what you're talking about. Maybe they handled it better, maybe they didn't, but they'll know exactly what you're talking about. I need a nap. I'm gonna go home and shower and take a nap. They're like, oh, look at the little girl that showed up with her lashes on to fall out the sky. Oh, it's probably for YouTube or something. Yeah, it was. Y'all got me. Okay, I showed up cute, left kinda stressed. But yeah, that's all I could say with a very courageous and slightly cowardly heart that it was a phenomenal experience. I did not handle it as well as I could have, I'm sure, but I had a really great time, a little mishap. I'm really grateful to the facility and my instructor for just keeping us safe. I didn't mean to scare anybody if I was just laying on the ground. I sat there, like, I just really was processing the fact that I just fell out the sky. Like, bear with me, I'm allowed to think about that. Okay, and that's another thing, getting back on the ground was so different, so I wasn't really in a rush to stand up and get my footing and walk around, because listen, I get dizzy when I bend over. Okay, like, apparently the blood supply to my brain cells is very limited, so if I bend over and shake the last 3 I have rattling around in there, I feel like I'm about to pass out. Don't mind me, little Miss Anemic over here falling out the sky all of a sudden. Oh, that's another thing, it was cold up there, which makes sense because hello, you're at a high ass altitude. It was cold. I don't know why I thought it would be warmer in the sky. Like, you really have to think about things. You can be an intelligent person and still just think dumb shit sometimes, because he opened the door and I was like, so why is it so cold out there though? Like, you know, it wasn't like freezing, but it was like a chill, like an autumn type of chill. So I would definitely recommend long sleeves and leggings. I was sweating outside the facility because it's hot as heck. It's the middle of summer right now, which is July, and it's very hot outside. But up there, you want something to stay warm in. That's why they say they don't recommend tank tops and short shorts. Like, you can wear them, but you know, if you want to freeze, that's your business. But yeah, that's that, the real and raw deal. I did feel like the problem child, and I promise I was not trying to be cute for content or just in general. I just wanted things to be as painless as possible, but it is a shock. And like one of the instructors said, the best way to go about it is to not think about it. Don't be looking up videos. Don't be looking up tragedies and horror stories. Don't be looking up all that stuff. If you're gonna do it, just do it. Just show up and don't think about it until you were actually at the facility and getting on that plane. And that's what I did. And even on the plane, you might get a little spooked or paranoid or panicked, but you know, you got to see it through, my boy. You got to see it through. Whew, I'm stressed. I have like a low-key headache. However, I think I might have accidentally intensified my fear of planes now when I'm on them, because that's what somebody who got you, they're gonna get you to the ground, or at least that's the intent. Imagine people who are in plane crashes. Like, that's so terrifying, because there's no parachutes. There's no like, oh, let's just parachute the whole plane. No, you're just falling out the sky. You're falling out the sky in a big hunk of metal. Domestic travel all 2021. Like, shit, I think I just messed my brain up a little bit. Damn it. Water landing, please. If there has to be a emergency landing, I beg of you. Water landing's even scarier. So that's why, bruh, let me stop thinking. Imagine you fall out the fucking sky in a plane that's not supposed to be skydiving, and then after just falling out the sky and having your heart against your fucking ribs like that, now you gotta escape from within a hunk of metal, and then you have to find the strength to swim in the water until you get rescued. It's so weird seeing people now like live their regular life. Like, I just got gas at the gas station and people are just like, you know, shopping for snacks and gas and whatever they need. And it's like, I just jumped out the sky, and you really just don't know what a person is going through or what they may have just done by looking at them. Like, you have no idea. Sorry if the quality's a little different. I'm filming on my other phone because my main one has no space. Anyways, I am heading home. Wow, it's a lot. Like, my brain, I realized, struggled to process all of it because it made no sense. Like, skydiving is actual nonsense. I know it's physics and logic and this, that, and the third, but it's also nonsense. Like, my brain was like, this doesn't make any sense, because why are we in the middle of the sky right now, and why is the door opening, and why are people jumping out of it and going poof? And when I say they went poof, I mean they went fucking poof. Like, anybody who watched Fairly Odd Parents, that poof, that is the poof, but they did it in the sky. No, No, but really, my brain wanted to know why we were jumping out the sky. Like, it just was not comprehending that portion. Why are we jumping out the sky and then depending on a piece of fabric that is sewn together to save our lives? Like, when you really think about how insane skydiving is, it just doesn't make any sense. I understand that there's blueprints and maps and physics and all that stuff, so it's like, it's okay, there's some reassurance. There's not for me. It does not make any sense. And I promise I'm not trying to be cynical, but like, I just really cannot fathom or understand. Like, my brain just kept asking why we were doing this and trying to process the fact that I was now on a plane on purpose, just to be jumping out a plane on purpose. Like, in the moments of free fall, you have to process the fact that you are just free falling. There's nothing. You jumped out the plane and you hope the fabric saves you. But yeah, my brain was just struggling because it's like, you have like 5 to 7 minutes of free fall. Do you know how much sky you see in 5 to 7 minutes? Do you know how much sky that is at the speed and intensity you're going? Excuse me? And it's funny because like, my dad was in the plane making dad jokes. He was up there like, or do you think they're serving peanuts on this flight? What in-flight movie are you watching? And then when he saw the people go poof, the first round of people, I peeped that he got quiet. He got quiet. He was cool and composed the entire time. He handled it like a G. I wish I did too. But he did have this like, oh, excuse me. The fact that my lashes stayed on, like any other vlog they don't be on. I use the same glue. Maybe I just be sweating too much in the other vlogs. This one I was stressing. No sweat, just stress. Yeah, so my dad was up there making jokes and I saw his face like, you know, just flinch for a second when he saw the people go poof out the sky. The instructors were up there chilling and I'm glad they kept the energy because you don't want your instructors to be panicked. You don't want them to be, oh my God, or look serious. So they were happy. They're up there, yeah, giving each other fist bumps and shit. Like, oh, this is a typical day. We just gonna be out here jumping out the sky. And I do love the energy. I had this like, damn, y'all really happy. I was over here like, they were like, yeah, let's do this. Okay. I was like, I fuck with that. Like, that's how it has to be. Would have been even more scared if my instructors were doing what I was doing too. That like, oh man. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I actually have a really, really bad headache. Like, and my ear has not popped out on this side, but I feel good emotionally. Like, I feel really good. This is the first day to 25. Let's make every day glorious, whether that's at home chilling, editing, burning incense, whether that's trying new things. This is not my quote to take, so I do apologize, but I don't know the original person who said it. You already know the results of what you're getting right now. Whatever it is you're doing in life, you know the outcome. If you go to work, you're gonna hate your job and get paid. If you go to school, you're gonna study and, you know, get a degree for whatever, and hopefully you're doing something you love. Whatever you're doing, you usually know the outcome for that. Trying something new takes so much bravery because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. That's what happened today. You don't know what's gonna happen. You might love it, you might hate it, you might feel some type of way about it, but you won't know until you try. And I know that's cliche as hell, but it's like, literally these cliche ass sayings come from experiences like this. You will not know until you try, because you're not gonna get the results you want from this life if you don't. And that goes for everything. If there's something you want to be or something you want to be about or do, you are not going to see it until you try it. Whether it's scary or stressful or whatever it might be, you're not gonna know until you get out there and do it. Like, you got to do these things in order to execute some type of result. So yeah, that said, very happy. When I was outside skydiving and looking at the sky, tell me why it felt so surreal. The whole experience. We were watching a previous plane do their jumps and you could see the people jumping out and stuff like that, and the sky had these like white dots in it. It looked like something out of like, yo, The Matrix. The Matrix is one of the ultimate movies because they know some shit. They knew something. They had the same feelings. It felt like this was a giant ass experiment. It's like, oh, look at those people over there. They're jumping out of a plane. Look at those Sims. I felt like a Sim. I felt like a Sim when I was there because I was just watching and the plane kept disappearing in and out of existence. The plane was poofing too. Like, we were trying to find it and then it would vanish. And I guess the clouds ate it up and then it'd come back and it would vanish. And it was giving off Bermuda Triangle vibes. It was giving off very surreal sci-fi vibes where it was like, oh, there it is. Nope. We don't see it. Is that a UFO? Like, so I was sitting there and I was like, man, this is really, like, the whole experience was surreal. It did not feel real. But then when you're jumping out the sky, that felt like, oh no, this is still real. This is some type of something. Like, I'm feeling something. So I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was like, oh, it's cool. I'm just gonna jump out the sky, and the world's fake anyways, and nobody knows why we're here. But let's just do some fuck shit. Like, bruh. I want to let you know that I went to go do the fuck shit, and it was very intense. It was very intense. Even if this is a simulation, which I don't necessarily, I've never really believed in that until I started seeing some weird things. And I know y'all are like, Danny Doomsday, BC and shit. But it wasn't until I started like looking at the world in a different perspective that now I'm like, if this is a simulation, we definitely still feeling pain though. That was my biggest thing. I was just scared about like, I don't know, like I feel really alive now. It's so crazy how you could be depressed for so many years, like really have severe depression and be like, oh, I want to die, but I'm too passive to like actually take myself out. And then all of a sudden you're jumping out the plane and you have never lived more than you've lived in that moment, and you've never wanted to live more than you've lived in that moment. Like all I was thinking was, this is amazing. I'd like to survive. Can I survive this, please? Oh my gosh. Stress. I just want to shower and go home and clean out my ears. Like I feel like they're caked in dirt, because you know, wash my skin. It feels like grimy right now. I'm at home now, and I just need to shower. I'm so exhausted. My head does really hurt. There are side effects to skydiving, so just be ready for some of them if you experience them. I'm thinking about the fact that people live their lives so differently. Like, you have people down here on the ground spilling tea, spreading gossip, being bitter, being negative, whatever it is, you know, being in touch with celebrity drama, whatever it might be. Stuff that seems petty and superficial, at least to me personally. And you have people up in the air jumping out of planes and into the sky on purpose, like, or scuba diving, or swimming with sharks, or just living on the edge. Like, I'm not saying you have to go do crazy, dangerous, reckless stuff, but you have people really exploring their version of living, like. And if you're not finding happiness in your life, I would suggest you also explore your version of living, because maybe that's the problem. I know you got to do what you got to do to survive, but you have to have moments where you at least touch a little bit of the life you want to live, just a little bit, and work really hard to try to make that a reality until it is. But yeah, also I wanted to say, anyone who's curious about pricing, so the place I went to, skydiving by itself, but tandem, because you're not allowed to jump out a plane by yourself. Hello. If you do tandem, basically skydiving with a professional, it is $269 at the spot I went to. They offered outside footage, which is where somebody else jumps and they record you with their like helmet, camera, GoPro, whatever. That was $100 and something. And then they had the hand cam where your skydiving instructor records you from a first point of view, and that was like $100 something too, I think. And if you get a combo package, it was $210. So overall, skydiving was like $400 to $500. It was really worth it to experience at least once, but now like the world on the ground does not feel real. It feels very insane. It feels so unreal right now. I'm sitting in bed and I'm just like wow. It was a beautiful experience. It was just a lot. So yeah, that said, thank you for watching. This is the end of the vlog, for real. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna shower because I feel really grimy and dusty, and I will catch you on the next one. If you like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye. My brain feels like it's hitting the front of my head, like it's pressed up on it, right on my skull. Like I took some pain reliever. Damn. Y'all, tell me why this video is almost from a year ago. That's how late I be with posting. But that being said, so if you want to see the actual full skydiving video, make sure you check it out on my travel channel. What my skydiver instructor told me was very heavy, and I felt so much guilt for it. For a second, I was wondering if he was trolling me or messing with me, because at one point before we landed, we were over a building and he waited till like the last minute to swerve out the way. I don't know if he wanted a reaction or what. And if you tell the wrong person that they're about to kill you both, you might not get the most calm reaction. So thankfully, I think I reacted well. But that said, it did just make me mentally panic, because I was just like, let me clasp my hands and shut the fuck up, okay? Because I don't know what's going on. That said, I'm gonna be grown and take full responsibility for whatever I may have done wrong. I went back watching other people's skydive videos from the company. I saw people do the same thing I did. Sometimes they grabbed the harness, sometimes they had their hands out and not fully straight. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm gonna take responsibility. It's not about what I did or what other people did. Whether he was trolling me or he was completely dead serious, I am just grateful he got us down to the ground and I left with my life. That's all I'm gonna say. Once again, I'll take full responsibility for whatever I may have done. I just did not know what to do with my hands after the Superman pose, like having your hands out and then you're just hanging there like a giant baby in like a cradle. I didn't know what to do with my hands, but apparently they were just in the way. So I do apologize for that. I know sometimes skydiver instructors will make jokes. Like I've seen videos, people are like, oh, mine joked about being high. Mine personally was on dark humor. Before we went up there, he was joking about his will to live. I was like, sir, don't do that. I was like, now is not the time. All right, now is not the time to make those type of jokes. So that's why the situation in the air, it felt a little more stressful because I could not tell if he was joking or not, but I just automatically took it seriously just to be on the safe side. When we got down to the ground, he just like walked away. I don't know if something, like I was worried something was really seriously wrong or was about to go wrong, or I don't know, but he walked away and then afterwards he was all jokes and smiles. So once again, I just remember I had a lot of guilt eating at me because I was just like, I don't know what happened. I thought I was, I wasn't touching nothing crazy. I wasn't reaching or flailing. That being said, the videos are great. I had a good time aside from that little moment, and I'm just happy we made it to the ground safely. I am absolutely not qualified to speak on a field I do not know or know the technicalities of, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Thank you for getting us to the ground, good sir. Whether you was joking, whether you were serious, my bad, okay? My bad. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. If you want to go skydiving, that's your decision to make. I'm not going to advise you to do anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.